Hey Gemini, what's up gang? Hope everybody is well. So we're gonna go ahead and do your August preview. So if that's something that interests you, do stick around. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box. That will have all the information that you need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this because it's going to be a long reading. We're going to do the whole kit and caboodle as usual. For the monthlies, we're going to get some angel numbers. We're going to do an animal message. We're going to do 4 cards from the tea leaves for each week. And then we're going to clarify and, of course, get some advice and additional messages at the end, okay? So if that's something that you're ready for, great. So Gemini, it's interesting because for the intuitive message, we had the fire come out, and I was so sure that that was actually what we had for July's intuitive message, but it wasn't. I went back and looked, and July was actually the sun, okay? So I don't know, Gemini, something could be heating up here in August for sure. Fire makes me think of intense emotions, you know. There could definitely be some passion, maybe some anger for some of you guys. There could be, you know, something that maybe puts a lot of pressure on you, because when I think of the fire, I think of the pressure that we feel in life sometimes. So there could be pressure from life that's kind of flaring up. There could also be a flare up of some sort. So just take that as it hits for you. But yeah, it's definitely like the pressure is on, the heat is on, the intensity is on, okay? This could also just be the weather, all right? Because I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but here in Florida, it's freaking hot, people. Okay, every single day. Even when it rains, it's still hot. It's hot and muggy. It is just ridiculous out there. It's already it's what, 9 o'clock in the morning right now as I'm filming this, and I'm already sweating, you know, it is hot, you know, so that's just summertime vibes, okay? But yeah, we will see what this is saying, okay? Let's get some angel numbers first, I think. For Gemini gang, for August, what do we have for their preview for August for Gemini gang? What can we expect here for August? How about 698? It says your journey is beginning to speed up. Well, there you go. And steps you have been searching for are being presented to you. Thank you for trusting in the divine path. Wow. So yeah, something is about to speed up. The intensity is hitting. Like I said, something is about to pay off. It's almost like you've been trusting the divine course here, and you're about to see the reason why. Right? Like Spirit's about to introduce something, or you're going to have something happen in August where it's okay, well, this is why things have happened this way. This is why I was guided to make those decisions, follow these steps, you know, surrender this or whatever. It's yes, you know, you're about to see something pay off for you in August, and it's going to make sense of why Spirit wanted you to move a certain way, do a certain thing, or again, surrender to a certain situation. All right, what else do we have here for Gemini gang for August, please? For Gemini gang, I just don't like how that happened, so let's try it again. For Gemini gang, please. How about 35? It says your angels and guides are ready to support you through any changes you may need to make to be more at ease. So there will be some changes that are happening in August, and your guides, your ancestors, your spiritual team, they are here to support and assist as you make these changes, basically. So some of these changes could be a little uncomfortable. Some of them could make you feel a little uneasy. It could be a little bit of stepping into unfamiliar territory, or maybe a change in your routine, a change in the way that you do things. But you know, you're being supported through these changes that are going to be taking place. All right, one more for August. One more for August energy for my Gemini gang. How about 836? Your angels are encouraging you to make space for laughter and happiness. Release the serious energy that you have been focusing on, as it is dampening your light and your gifts. Yeah, so why so serious, right? Why so serious? Kick back, Gemini. Enjoy your life. Have fun. You know, your goals, your work, your ambitions, the stress, it's all going to be there. You know, it's not going anywhere, right? So there's an energy here of just allowing yourself to enjoy the moment fully in August. maybe we have been a little too focused on our goals. Maybe we have been taking life and ourselves a little too seriously. Maybe there has been a lot of pressure. There's been, targets that we've been needing to reach, or, we've just been being very hard on ourselves for whatever reason. Spirit is saying to ease up a little bit, okay? Because this seriousness, it's really dampering your light. It's holding you back. And life is meant to live, right? You're meant to have a good time while you're here. It's not meant to only be about work, okay? Or about, stress or whatever. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get an animal message out here for August for Gemini gang. Animal message for Gemini, please. There could be a lot of intense moments that are going to happen in August as well, which is why Spirit's saying maybe keeping the balance, right? Like play hard, work hard type of energy, because yes, you will have a lot of things going on. And so it's important that you are taking care of yourself and you're enjoying life, right? What messages do we have for August, please? What animal do we have for August for Gemini gang? This animal could be significant to you already, Gemini, or this could be something that shows up in August as a confirmation. This could also be a power animal, so an animal that you would really pull on its traits and its attributes to gather strength and courage in whatever situation you might be dealing with. What do we have here for August for Gemini gang, please? August, please. All right, August for Gemini gang. August. What message do we have for August? Oh, okay. We have the elephant, and look what the elephant's carrying. Fire. This is a trailblazer type of energy. This is the path being opened up for you. Where there were once blockages, where there was once restrictions, you're not going to be feeling these anymore, okay? And you've been through a lot. If we look at this elephant with the tusk that's broken off, it's like, yeah, you have your battle wounds, but you're still carrying on. You're showing a lot of strength. You're showing a lot of fortitude. It's interesting too, because we have the eagle energy, right? And the eagle talks about being thrown basically into the karmic fire. So it's so interesting here. But the karmic fire is for you to release and cleanse things that you've been holding on to that aren't really serving you. So maybe this energy is really carrying forward in August. Like you've done a lot of work on yourself. You've cleared out a lot of energy. You're at a much better position here, and you're feeling more balanced. You're feeling more stable. But with this elephant carrying this fire, it's almost like you've taken some of these lessons with you. You're more enlightened. You're more aware here is the energy that I'm getting. And nothing's going to stop you, or nothing's going to hold you back. You're definitely breaking free or breaking through some kind of restriction here in August. And also, elephants just talk about wisdom for me. Elephants are very wise creatures to me. They speak of like having a lot of wisdom through life experience. So you could have really gathered some wisdom here for sure. Wow, I never make it to the animal that fast. Okay, so elephant, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle and noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, one-pointed focus, generous and loving. When out of balance, misunderstands fate, and to bring into balance, trust. So that when out of balance, misunderstands fate. I think that that's something that actually we as humans deal with a lot. If things don't work out, or if we're led to a certain path that brings us a level of disappointment or an element of, blockages or obstacles, we instantly feel like, well, fate has steered us wrong, or that we can't trust our intuition. But sometimes we are meant to learn lessons. Sometimes we are meant to face the obstacles so we can grow, or to know what is best for us, right? Sometimes we need to have the healing energy come upon us, and healing is not always easy, right? So I feel like there's an energy here where if you've been through something recently where you're like, well, fate has betrayed me in this situation. Has fate betrayed you, or has fate led you to exactly the experience that you needed to feel or go through to heal whatever you needed to heal, or to become unstuck, or to even be shifted into a new direction? It's funny because I was just talking about this on the podcast that I do with my best friend, 2 P's in the podcast. You should definitely check it out. And I was talking about how, my last job was very much that, climbing the corporate ladder. I had a very high position. I was in the public face. I was here, I was there, I was doing everything. And it really fed that need for that external validation that I thought that I wanted in my life. I wanted to feel important. I wanted to feel special. I wanted to feel powerful. I wanted to make a difference, right? But then when I got into it, I was like, no, actually, I don't really want this. And I was led directly to that opportunity from Spirit. Sometimes we have to be shown what we don't want so we know what we do want, right? And sometimes we have to have what we want, and then maybe we have to lose it to understand the value of it, and that is what we truly want. So it feels like something like this is going on with you. But what Spirit is saying is that in August, you are truly unstoppable. I mean, the fire for me is a lot of power, okay? So you're truly unstoppable, and this is a very auspicious time where you're taking your lessons, you're taking what you've gathered from life, the wisdom that you've acquired, and you're really moving forward, and you're going to sense a lot of good fortune, right? Because it does say that in here. The elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. So there's some good fortune that is coming your way in August. So we like it, guys, okay? All right. I kind of want to get some feelings here. I wasn't going to do this, but why not, right? I want to get some feelings. How is Gemini going to be feeling in August? This is the Your Feelings Are Valid Oracle. I really like this deck. I would highly recommend it to anybody. What is Gemini going to be feeling in August? What are some of the feelings that they're going to be feeling? The feelings or emotions that they will be feeling in August, Spirit, okay, for Gemini gang. Some of their feelings or their emotions in August. What do we have here for Gemini? Ooh, we have jealousy that came out with stress. Okay. All right. Let's put these here. It's interesting too because we have joy on the bottom of the deck, and stress and jealousy is a thief of joy, in my personal opinion. Now, some of you guys might be sensing a little jealous of where other people are versus where you're at. You might feel like you've had a lot more obstacles in your path than other people have had. You've had a harder life, and so you have to struggle more than other people. You might feel like some people around you, they get things handed to them. They don't really have to try as hard. They didn't come from the gutter. The comparison is also a thief of joy, right? Comparison is the dance of the devil. It's its favorite seduction, because when we are comparing ourselves to others, what we're really saying is that I'm not good enough. What I've been through is not fair or doesn't matter. What Spirit has given me is not good enough. I want their experience. I want their life. I want their journey. And really, we should be focused on our own journey, our own life, our own gifts, our own light, and that's how we can actually build and create these things stronger, right? I also feel like some of you guys could be feeling some jealousy from other people, okay? And this might be adding to stress. You might be going through a lot of, because we do have, with the elephant, good fortune coming in, okay? And we saw that also with the angel numbers, like there's going to be something that's going to be paying off for you. You could be like, why can't people just be happy for me when I'm doing well? In August. Like I've been struggling and nobody minded then, right? It didn't matter then, but now that I'm doing well, or I'm feeling myself, or I've gotten into a good position at work, or I've gotten into a good relationship, or I'm working on my health or whatever, it's like, oh, now everybody's jealous. Now everybody's got a problem. So there could be some anger that's popping up because of that, because of how other people are not just supporting you, We have joy that came out. So Spirit's like, yeah, you will be feeling some joy here, taking the good with the bad, which is what the angel numbers were talking about, creating balance, not taking life too seriously. Can't take other people too seriously either, right? Because think about it when you're jealous of somebody. When somebody treats you this way, try to step into their shoes for a second and think about how it is when you're jealous. Everybody at some point gets jealous of another person, even if it's just in passing and we see somebody with like a bodacious body and we're like, damn, must be nice, right? So even if it's just a split second of jealousy, everybody feels jealousy at some point. But really, when you're feeling jealousy, like I said, you're not feeling the best about yourself. So understand that about other people and don't take their projections of you too seriously in August, okay? What else do we have here for Gemini? Their feelings. Let's get one more feeling that Gemini will be experiencing. And we have hope. We like to see it. So you're going to be feeling really hopeful here in August. You're going to be feeling like, wow, maybe I can believe in myself. Maybe I can believe that things will get better for me, you know, or that things can improve, or that I can believe in this situation. I can believe in these opportunities. Now, I didn't expect to put these cards here, so I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this. Let's just like this. Okay? Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this reading. Let's break this down week by week, okay? So the first week of August, Spirit, what is Gemini going to be experiencing the first week of August, which this is Leo season, by the way, okay? Look, we have the fire ant. That's so interesting, guys. Fire energy is showing up so heavy in your reading, okay? We have work, achievement, success, for the good of all, building wealth, and then it says feeling like a worker ant. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the star. Nice. Aquarius energy, guaranteed success, viral. You were meant to do this. You are meant to be famous. You're going to be excelling in something the first week of August. First week of August is going to be feeling like things are really paying off for you. Yes, you might be feeling a little bit stressed, you know. Yes, you might be sensing that other people are not exactly happy for the achievements that you have, but you're going to be doing very well, okay? And you might be building some kind of wealth, some kind of foundation, doing something with a bigger goal in mind. That's what I think about when I see for the good of all. It's like I have a bigger goal, a larger goal that I'm trying to achieve here. It's interesting too, because this fire is suddenly reminding me, like the elephant is carrying, it's suddenly reminding me of like the Olympic torch. You know how like they'll pass the Olympic torch off? I'm kind of getting that energy for some of you guys. Like you've been passed some kind of Olympic torch or some kind of fire in your life, and you're meant to succeed, or you're meant to carry it through, okay? So some of you could definitely be fulfilling some kind of goal here in August, but you're powered up, you're ready to go. It's like nothing is going to stop you, nothing's going to stand in your way, and you're feeling really accomplished the first week of August. So I already really like it, okay? What about the second week? Let's kind of get into this, guys, because we got a lot still to get through. Second week of August, please. What are we feeling? Second week of August, what is Gemini gang feeling? We have the ring that came out. Okay, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business, a romantic offer, working with others, a collab, and an engagement. So maybe somebody do want to put a ring on it. That's for those of you who have been in a connection for a while. Okay, and it's like that is the natural next step. Yes, somebody could have been working very hard to actually get an engagement ring for you or something here. That is for somebody, right? That's obviously not for everybody. But congratulations to whoever that is for, okay? For whoever that resonates for. For others of you, this is just a romantic offer, or it's somebody that wants to work with you, a collab, somebody who wants to go into the next step, so engage with you. There's definitely a commitment being made here on the second week of August, and we're feeling really good about it. Yeah, look, success on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Gemini, okay, it's a yes. So if somebody asks you to marry them, they're going to get a yes for whoever that's for. Or if you're asking somebody to marry you, you're going to get a yes, Gemini. It says born to shine, and this is your green light. I'm hearing that song. What is that? Oh man, that's such an old song. Give me the green light. Give me just one night. I'm ready to go right now. I don't know if you guys know that song. I don't even know who sings that song. That is such an old song, but that's the energy I'm getting. Some of y'all are ready to go right now, okay? Somebody could be reaching out to you to offer you something, some kind of opportunity. You know, they want to work with you. There's an offer here. I don't know if this is romantic. I don't know if it's business. I have no idea. We'll see when the tarot comes out to clarify, but there's definitely this energy of like joining a team, a partnership, working with somebody else, like somebody else is involved on the second week, okay? Okay, so the third week of Gemini season. Stop it. The third week of August. What do we have here for Gemini gang? The third week of August. Happiness just really wanted to pop, guys. This is a great reading so far. Okay, the third week of August for Gemini gang. What's happening the third week of August here? The third week, we have the dragon. Beware of self-delusion. Mental warfare. You are seeing what you want to see. Projection and ignoring red flags. So the third week of August, something is creeping in that's making us feel a little apprehensive here. Well, we did have stress. We did have jealousy. So maybe there's projections that are getting kind of casted onto you in regards to a certain situation, and maybe you're doubting yourself. I'm kind of getting that, especially if something is offered to you the second week, or you're going to offer something something to somebody, there could be some doubts surrounding this situation here. Okay, but I did pick up on that projection of others. I do feel like some people could be trying to make you feel less than what you actually are, or that something isn't going to be good, it's not going to work out for you, you shouldn't even try. Don't, you know how people give like that unsolicited advice, or even if you did solicit their advice, it's like they're toxic, they're negative. They can't just give you like, a positive feedback. It's like, it's got to be like, oh no, that's not going to be good. It's giving that kind of energy, guys. Okay, so I feel like on the 3rd week of August, there's something coming in where we're doubting something, or somebody's casting a little bit of doubts onto us. Okay, I'm not taking this because the whole deck just exploded, but isn't this interesting that the elephant came out with the crown? The elephant says a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And then we have the crown, honor and respect will come to you. So it's like Spirit wants you to lean on a sense of your own understanding here, and not necessarily what somebody else is projecting onto you. And don't doubt yourself, because there's a really big need to kind of audit yourself and look at how well you've done, how much you have achieved, and how much you can achieve moving forward, right? Because we could have something that comes up here on the 3rd week that makes us feel like, okay, well, there might be a little bit of an obstacle here, or I'm just doubting myself. Whatever this is, it's mental. It's completely mental. It's not like a real physical blockage here. Okay, so 4th week of August, last week. How are we going to round this out? Last week of August for Gemini gang, Spirit. The last week of August for Gemini gang. What are we? Oh Lord. Deck exploded again. Last week of August for Gemini gang, please. What do we have? Okay, we have wealth coming out. Nice, guys. Wow. Okay. Mule on the bottom of the deck. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change with an announcement. Okay. Wealth says viral growth, ancestral wealth, and old money. When we have muddled and unclear thinking with the staff, you will be taken care of in a difficult time. Okay. So we're going to find out what this is talking about, because it feels like towards the end of August, for some reason, like doubts are creeping in regards to something. Okay, we're feeling a lot of doubt, or we're feeling like a little insecure about maybe the wealth that we can build in our life, how something is going to work out for us, if we've made the right decisions, if something is if something is achievable, right? Because we do see hope here. So like there is a need to have hope, because there's stress, about something. All right, I'm interested. Y'all interested? Let's go ahead and dig into this. I just paused the video because I needed to clear my throat, and I wanted to get a drink real quick while I was doing that. And I paused it on 22:22. Okay, so 2222 could definitely be significant here. There could be choices that are needed to be made in August. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this, Gemini. The first week of August, the ant energy, work, achievement, success. What is this talking about for Gemini gang? Work, achievement, and success. The first week of August. What is this talking about for Gemini? Building a sense of wealth. I'm hearing that song from, what is that from? I think it's from Sleeping Beauty. Or is it, no, is it Snow White? With the 7 dwarfs. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Do 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 do. Yeah, I feel like first week of August is kind of business as usual. Like we're really working towards something here. We have the World with the 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of like the World it's giving a very like stable energy. The World for me is a cycle, right? It does talk about completions, but it also talks about new beginnings. It talks about the world turning, life goes on. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. The World also talks about success, possibly for something that you're recognized doing. So whether this is in the community, whether this is just at your job, your family, maybe you're online somehow or whatever, it's like we're being recognized for the efforts that we're putting in. Okay, there's a sense of achievement that comes with the World, but that's what I'm getting. Like the world keeps turning, life keeps going on. It's giving like business as usual type of energy, because Gemini, I feel like you've been working hard. This is not something new, right? Like this is not something new where it's like, oh, now all of a sudden we're working on our goals. Like, no, we've been working on our goals. We've been striving. We've been building wealth. We've been trying to achieve something. It's just that maybe we're feeling like we're getting a little bit closer here the first week of August, or we're seeing more results from the labor that we've put in. It's like when you grow like, I don't know, just to use like the tree with the fruit as an example. When you grow a tree, fruit, you know, there's stages that you see, right? It starts to grow and then it flowers, and you know that when it flowers, that's a sign that there's going to be fruit soon, right? And you see all the pollinators coming and doing their little deal and their thing and helping out, and then, you know, we see the little tiny fruit starting to grow. It's like we're seeing the results of the work that we've put in. Basically, the seeds that we've planted in the past are finally coming to prosper, or they're finally starting to flower or bloom. With the Four of Wands, this talks about something worth celebrating, right? But this also talks about our stability, our foundation. The Four of Wands can talk about the home, so the stabilizing factors in your life where you feel most comfortable, where you put a lot of your time, effort, and energy. There will be something worth celebrating. I'm also feeling with the Four of Wands that there's a sense of harmony, there's a sense of balance. You know, this World card, she looks so relaxed. She's out there on the beach, she's doing her thing, she's tossed her hat up in the air, which is kind of letting go of the pressure and the stress that we feel sometimes, and just, you know, surrendering it, knowing that things are going to work out in our favor, or not allowing that stress to kind of cause us to feel too bad. Because again, stress is a thief of joy, right? We know that. So there's that kind of energy here where, yeah, we might be feeling a little stressed about things, but we're not going to let that take away from our achievements or how much we've built for ourselves, okay? So it's nice energy here, first week of August. It's just feeling really good. It's feeling like if we wanted to, we could let fears creep in, but we're kind of trying to stay present, trying to stay moment in the first week of, or trying to stay in the moment the first week of August, and see that things are really working out for us. Yeah, you know, let's see. Well, let's get one more, I think. This work, achievement, and success for Gemini gang, the first week of August. What is this talking about with this world? Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, trying to keep everything balanced in your life. I feel like a lot of you could be on the go. It looks like the first week of August feels really busy. I don't know if you have a lot of events going on, a lot of meetings, you know, a lot of clients, a lot of, you know, stuff, whatever you do, right? Business is booming if you work at a shop or something. It's like there is a lot going on the first week, and so we are trying to keep things balanced. We're also assessing our priorities here. What does need our attention? What is worthy of the investment? Because we only have two hands, so we can only do so much, you know? We also only have so much mental capacity here. With the Knight of Swords, this to me talks about a fast pace, but it also can talk about your mind racing, you know, maybe even intrusive thoughts, feeling some anxiety. We do have stress again, right? Feeling some anxiety, feeling the pressure here with the fire that we got. How can I achieve all this? How can I get all this done? You know, I'm feeling a lot of pressure on my shoulders right now. You might be at risk for pushing yourself a little bit here on the first week, I'm not going to lie, and I feel like that's because you're seeing some of the results. So it's like, you know, like think about like when you're trying to get your body in shape, you're dieting, you're working out or something like that, and then you start to see the results. Like when you look in the mirror, when you try on your clothes, or when you step on the scale, right? You're starting to see the results, so then you really start to push yourself, you know, because it's almost like, you know, what is that? I can't think of the word, but it's basically when you get a payoff. Let's just say that. For some reason, Mercury retrograde has been mollywhopping your girl, but I'm cool, guys. I'm following through. But anyways, yeah, I feel like there's something like that where you're seeing so many results, or you're seeing things going in a very positive way, that it's like the incentive, that's the word I was looking for. The incentive is there to keep working hard, okay? There could be a choice here too on the first week, again, of like, what do I want to prioritize? Or maybe there's a new opportunity that's entering the chat. We do see something here on the second week, right? So maybe by the end of the first week, we're like, do I want to put this down and maybe focus on this a little bit more? There could be some communication that comes in, email, phone call, text, possibly. Maybe your skills are being called up to the forefront. Somebody's like, Gemini, you're great at what you do. I think that it would be good if you did this, or maybe we could use you here this week or something. Like maybe you're used to doing a certain job at your work, right? Like you have a certain job, you know, restrictions and guidelines and things that you do, and there could be something here where maybe you're going to be switching it up a little bit. Like your skills are needed over here, you know? Interesting. Some of you guys, there could be something too where maybe somebody at your job leaves the first week of August, or they left the last week of July, or something like that. Somebody could be leaving and you could be picking up somebody else's work temporarily. Hopefully this is temporary, right? But yeah, you could be picking up the slack for others the first week. It just feels like you're busy. Super busy the first week. Okay, let's get into the second week. The ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. This is talking about an engagement, a romantic offer, or working with others, a collab, a business opportunity coming through, or maybe joining a team, or there's going to be a team that's going to be assembled here on the second week of August, and you're going to be expected to work with them. We have the 8 of Wands coming through. Okay. With the Temperance energy on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, there is communication. The 8 of Wands talks about communication flying in from a distance, okay? Talks about somebody reaching out to you. You know, some readers would even say this is Cupid's arrows flying in for some of them, okay? I feel like there's almost like a overwhelm type of feeling here with this. I don't know why I'm getting that, but possibly because with the Temperance, we're being asked to temper ourselves, to moderate ourselves. You know, to not let the emotions get control of us, or to not freak out in a sense, you know, because we are feeling so much joy that it could just spill out if we let it, you know. And there's like hope here when it comes to this situation. Like maybe you've been keeping your fingers crossed for something. There's an element of like wish fulfillment too, for whatever reason, with that hope. So maybe like, you know, an opportunity, you know, comes in, or there's a chance at an opportunity, a chance at a collab, or something like this, and you're like, oh, do I even dare to dream that I could have this? But yeah, it feels like there's an intense emotion here with this 8 of Wands, because, you know, she kind of looks like things are way out of control, or things have suddenly picked up more than what she was expecting. And this talks about patience, balance, you know, again, moderation. So there's something here with that. Like there's excitement or a progression all of a sudden with whatever this offer is, and you're being asked to temper yourself. Maybe because you're already kind of burning yourself out, or you're already extremely busy. It's like some of you guys could be like, damn, I really want this, or I really want to have time for this. I really want this in my life, or I want to take this next step or go to this next level, but I'm scared. For some of you, if this is like somebody asking somebody, you know, a romantic offer, like, will you be my girlfriend or my boyfriend? Okay. Or will you go out with me? We want to move in together. Will you marry me? If it's something like that, there's nerves here. Like, am I getting in way over my head? Am I going in the deep end? Right? It's like that kind of energy. I don't know why they're showing me this, but they're showing me the scene from The Sweetest Thing. Yes, guys, I've been known to watch a chick flick occasionally in my life. But anyways, they're showing me that scene from The Sweetest Thing where the bride is like blowing in a paper bag, and she's like, I don't want to go in the deep end. I don't want to go in the deep end, right? I don't know why they're showing me that, but they're showing me. So maybe some of you guys are like, oh man, like, you know, like some of you might feel like if I make this romantic offer, or if I accept this romantic offer, this is real and I have to take it serious, and you're nervous about that, okay? Even though everything inside is saying that you want this, it's still just, it's nerve-wracking, or whatever this offer is. Okay, well, who is making this offer to Gemini gang, or what is this in regards to? Let's just say that, because some of y'all, this could be you making the romantic offer, or making the offer in general, but let's just see. What is this offer in regards to? Like, what is this talking about? This ring here. We have the 10 of Cups. Well, something that's going to bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment is definitely going to be happening in Leo season here. Strength. Yeah, we're having doubts here, you know, with the 5 of Wands. There could even be bird bitches flocking, you know, outside interference in your ear. Oh, you don't want that. Or what if you do that? Like, people could be very jealous of whatever this is. For sure. Like, if somebody, you know, I don't know, guys, if somebody asks you to like take something to the next step or to the next level, or you're considering doing that, you ask your boys, you ask your girls, or you announce this, people are kind of like not giving a less than stellar response. Like, they look at your ring and they're like, oh, that's nice. So anyways, you know, it's like there's some jealousy there that could be there. I don't know why I'm getting that energy, but I am. I feel like there could be people around you that might be jealous of this really happy opportunity or really happy level up that's happening. Whether this is in a professional way or an emotional way, okay? Either way, regardless of what area this is touching in your life, you're feeling really satisfied. You know, 10 of Cups can talk about family, of course. It talks about harmony. It talks about happiness. You know, it talks about feeling an emotional completion, that it's like everything is right. We're feeling very content. We're living the dream here, you know. So, and there could be people around you that are upset that you're getting something that you want, or you're taking something to the next level. You know, I don't know. Reassess the people in your life, guys, because that's just sad. People should be happy for you when good things happen to you, you know? You shouldn't have people in your life that are jealous of you when you get a raise, or when you get into a relationship, or when you get a ring, or you move in with somebody, or something happens good in your life. It's like they should be there. They should be just as happy like it's happening to them. That's my personal opinion for friends. Like, you know, like your friends should be just as happy for you as they would be for themselves if they were getting something. That's a real friend, you know? Sometimes these things are shown to us in very obsidious, is that the word I'm looking for? Ways where it's like insidious. That's obsidious is not a word. That's not a fucking word, okay? It's insidious, very insidious ways where we don't really notice unless we pay attention. Like, well, you know, Karen was a little less than enthused when I showed her my engagement ring where everybody else was over the moon. Maybe Karen's a little jealous. And true, it could be coming from an internalized space. Like I said, jealousy is often a projection, okay? So Karen might be upset that she doesn't have a ring, or that her boyfriend's been stringing her along for 5 years or whatever, you know? But still, Karen should, you know, be able to be a friend and be able to be happy for somebody else's achievements. So there could be things being shown to you about other people based off of this great opportunity that's coming in, where it's like, pay attention to this. But yeah, with the strength energy, you know, again, Leo energy, but also it's talking about needing to be strong, needing to be brave, needing to be courageous. It's a big life change, or it feels like it's making an impact in your life, and we need to be strong. We need to really go after the things that we feel the urge to go after, okay? So I'm not getting a lot of hints, and maybe that's because thousands of you guys are watching this and it's going to be different for everybody, so it wouldn't make sense to kind of narrow it down to one thing. This is just the overall feeling of this could get overwhelming if I let it. It's very exciting. It comes in very quickly. It makes me extremely happy, and it really does kind of rub other people the wrong way that I'm getting this happiness, okay? Yeah, this is going to come in very quickly. And again, we see this, the dragon being slayed. This is an element of facing your fears here with whatever this is. Like, you know, like it's exciting, it's adventurous, it's new, it's taking my life to the next level, but it's also a little scary. Yeah, this is like something to celebrate, guys. You're gonna have something to celebrate. It feels like the first half, at least, of August, there's a lot of different things that are happening in your life, you know, that you're happy about. All right, let's see what this dragon is talking about. Because that's talking about beware of self-delusion. Like, don't delude yourself. Don't feed yourself false thoughts, right? You might be seeing what you want to see in a situation. You know how like sometimes we can have good things happen to us and we'll look at the negatives because we're scared? You know, like classic cases like in relationships, right? Like we'll meet somebody that they're like amazing and we're like, oh man, this is everything that I've wanted. This person is everything that I've ever wanted. So then we're critical as fuck and we like nitpick them. Like, raise of hand if anybody's ever done that, right? Where you nitpick somebody apart and it's like the first mistake they make, you're like, slaughter, right? Because I knew you were too good to be true. Screw you, right? You're not going to get one over on me. Like, it's like that kind of energy. That's what I'm kind of getting here, is like there's a really big risk of talking yourself out of a blessing or talking yourself out of good things by focusing on the negatives, being hella critical. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. People are human. So when we set people up on pedestals or we expect too much of them, we're really setting ourselves up for disappointment, because, you know, nobody can be everything that you need them to be 100% of the time. Or there's always going to be things that you don't like about, like, let's say a partner, right? Like, there's always going to be things that you don't like, you know? Like, there's, you know, instead of looking at the bads, it's like, look at the goods in the situation, or maybe believe in yourself. But let's just see what this is talking about, okay? Dragon, some of y'all could be year of the dragon, or dragons could be very significant for you. What do we have here? Yeah, look, temperance. There is a need to moderate yourself. There really is. Moderating your thoughts, moderating your emotions here, because I feel like for some of you, you know, it's very easy, and this happens with like avoidance. So I'm not sure if I'm talking to somebody who has an avoidant like kind of tendency to them, whether this is in business or even in relationships. But it's like sometimes we like, I don't know, there's an energy, and I don't say, well, I'm more of an anxious attacher, to be honest with you. I'm not very avoidant, but I can, I guess, slip into that sometimes. Just depends. But I feel like sometimes with avoidant energy, it's like can be something that snaps in your brain, where it's like suddenly again you start focusing on the negatives, or that attraction turns off, or you start feeling the pressure because things are going so well, and you're like, oh man, this is getting real, and this is really scaring me because I'm at a vulnerable state now. I could get hurt, right? Whether you're anxious or whether you're avoidant, at the end of the day, you're just trying to protect yourself. It's about knowing yourself, knowing your tendencies, so you can battle these things cognitively, because this doesn't have to rule your life. Because avoidants end up feeling disappointed. They end up feeling regret and remorse for the things that they didn't go after, the things that they pushed away. Just like anxious attachers feel regret and remorse for, not surrendering and trusting enough, right? So there's an energy here of really noticing when you start to get in your head about something the third week of August, and really moderating yourself, guys, okay? Because this is very successful. Like, whatever this is, okay? Whether this is a relationship, whether this is talking about work, whether this is talking about a friendship or something that you're trying to overcome here in your own life, whatever this is, you are very much on the projected path of success with the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Okay, this is going to turn out so well for you. It's just about getting out of your own way, not being overly criticizing of yourself or others, and allowing patience and moderation to come in. Okay, and if you're dealing with somebody else, I would say 100% open, vulnerable communication is needed. Okay. Sorry, I've been clearing my throat so much, guys. I feel like some of y'all might want to speak, or you might want to say something to somebody, and maybe there's a fear behind how your words are going to be taken in August. Okay, let's get something else here for this dragon. I kind of want to know what they're deluding themselves in regards to. Like, what are their thoughts telling them, or what is this? What is this delusion here on the third week? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we have the strength energy. Listen, guys, heavy fire energy in this reading. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying it's like a lot of fire energy here. Okay, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, the fire, the elephant's carrying the fire. I don't know, y'all. Okay, if there's something here with your bravery, your ability to do something, guys, or even maybe letting your ego take control, your pride take control, because that can be the strength in kind of a shadowy energy. The strength card can be really like letting your ego take over. There's a need to kind of calm the beast within, guys, right? It's like we could let this take over us if we wanted to. In fact, it's very strong. It could take over us. It has the ability to. But with our grace, our patience, our kindness, our dignity, our love, it's like we can overpower this beast within ourselves. There's a need to kind of see something for what it is in the moment, and not let the fears project onto you. Okay, so the King of Swords, when he's trying to overcome his fears, he's really going to look at things as they are on like a moment-to-moment basis, right? So right now everything is good, and yeah, my fears could be telling me that this could be fake, or something could fall apart, or this is going to hurt me, but that's not what my reality right now is showing me. So I'm going to go with what my truth of the situation is in this very moment. In this very moment, this is good. In this very moment, this feels safe. This feels good. So I'm not going to listen to my fears. I'm not going to listen to my anxiety, What is that saying? If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're calm, you're living in the present moment, okay? So there's a need to really stay present, because again, this is just feeling like this is all about you battling yourself here. That's what this is. I feel like because of the good things, because look at all this good stuff surrounding you. There's so much goodness here in August. So much. We've finally broken free. Yeah, we might have some hating ass bird bitch friends or people around us, but that's easily manageable. We just got to stop feeding them the bread, right? Stop giving them the attention. Got to put those little spikes on our little fence. Not that I would never do that. right? Like people who have like those spikes on the fence so the birds can't land. Like, what do you also hate puppies? You know? Like, I just can't stand that. Like, ugh. But anyways, okay? But sometimes it's necessary, though, to get the pests out of your life, right? Like, if the birds are crapping all over everything and becoming a real nuisance, then okay. And I feel like that could be something that you're being shown. The people that in your life that aren't really happy for you, they don't really want good things for you, because when you find something that makes you happy, they got everything in the world to say about it or clown on it or make you feel dumb about it, okay? So, yeah, this is all about you here, though. With this self-delusion, like, you know, moderate yourself here. Yeah, there's a need to put an end to whatever cycles, because I feel like this is a cycle that repeats itself, you know? Like, this is something that comes back around. When good things happen to you, all of a sudden we have this anxiety or this stress or this chaos kind of rear its ugly head, and it's a thief of our joy, of our hope, you know? You're deserving of good things, Gemini. You really are. So it's time to really cut out this negative cycle that's been replaying in our life so we can accept newness. All right, what is this wealth? 4th week of August for Gemini gang. 4th week, well, that's all, you know, that came right out, but it's too many here. But the 8 of Pentacles on the top, yeah. Okay. You've been working hard. What is this wealth? Viral growth, ancestral wealth, old money here. Okay, what is this talking about on the 4th week of August? What is this wealth talking about on the 4th week of August? Something wanted to pop, but it didn't. What is this talking about? Oh, okay. We have the 2 of Swords. Interesting. When I flip the deck over, I see the Knight of Pentacles popping out. I see the King of Pentacles, and I also see the Magician. So I feel like there's been some indecision here in regards to your career or your wealth or how you're going to build something or which way you want to go. You've just been working really hard is what I'm getting. Some of you guys are going to accumulate this without really even knowing where, like, it's almost like, not saying something falls into your lap because that sounds so unrealistic, but it's like I just haven't known where this was going to go, but I've tried anyways, right? Like when we see the 2 of Swords for this illustration, she's blindfolded. She can't see where she's throwing. She has her ears covered with the blindfold too, so it makes me feel like she's not listening to anything either. She's just following her intuition. She's following her instincts, and she's hitting the bullseye regardless, right? So it's like regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the uncertainty, the indecision that you might be facing when it comes to your career, you're going to see this level up here, or you're going to see this success come in. King of Pentacles is grounded, it's steady, it's reliable, it's feeling really good about our material wealth. So you're hitting the target regardless. Ooh, shit. 6 of Swords, a sail away, right? Yes. And the 6 of Swords is coming out of what? The 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords talks about feeling like we're battling something that we can't win, feeling like the odds are stacked against us, feeling like something's even a little unfair. Okay, we're coming out of that. We're coming out of that. 6 swords plus 2 swords is 8 swords. It feels very strongly like there's been this negative mindset, or like a glass ceiling almost is kind of the energy I'm getting when it comes to our wealth, to our finances. Like we've set a certain amount that we can reach, or a certain thing that we can strive for, and we don't allow ourselves to go anymore. It's like we're breaking through some kind of glass ceiling here in the last week of August, where we're seeing that we can grow further than what we ever expected ourselves to, or we're allowed to have more than what we have now. For some of you guys, there could be a guilt associated with doing too well. Maybe because people around you aren't doing well, or maybe because, I don't know, there's just something like that going on for somebody. But it's almost like just because I'm doing well right now doesn't mean I'm not allowed to want for more. You know, like I can still be grateful for everything that I have in my life, for all of the things I've been given, or all of the things I've worked hard for. I can still want more. Doesn't mean that I'm not grateful. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what I have. You know, even if you might be feeling again like you're doing better than other people, like family members, friends, coworkers, I don't know, you know, neighbors, whatever. It's like you can still want more for yourself. You know, you're allowed to want more. So I feel like we're kind of letting go of these negative thoughts that are surrounding wealth, that are surrounding how much we're allowed to have or how much we're able to achieve. And because of that, we're seeing a lot of growth here that's happening. 8 of Cups, yeah, we might be feeling like we want more. You know, that's what I'm getting with the Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups is like the energy here of, I've already taken a lot of time to build up these 8 cups. Like, it takes a lot of work to get this much done. And while some people should feel like I should feel satisfied with that, or some people would feel satisfied with that, I don't feel satisfied with this. I want more for myself, you know? So it's like there's been an energy here of, again, kind of letting things go because things are going well. But at the end of August, the last week, we're like hungry for whatever reason. Like, we're hungry and we want more for ourselves, you know? Some of you, if there's been a big life change here, like maybe you've gotten into a relationship and maybe you see that it's going somewhere and like, but I want to be able to buy a house one day with this person, or I want to be able to advance. Or if you're getting married, like, you know, I'm not just worried about me anymore. Now I have my family that I'm worried about. I want to make sure that I'm doing enough. I'm doing better. I want more. It's like giving like a hunger for more wealth, more security, more finances, more abundance. Yeah, more success, more notoriety, more recognition. Some of you might feel like, you know, you're not getting enough recognition, or you're not being seen in your full potential here. And that could be, some of you guys unfortunately could be seeing that maybe somebody was holding you back. Or maybe people were kind of like, you know, holding you back on purpose is what I'm getting. Yeah, we have the Empress coming out. Well, there you go, right? The Empress she is one of the most abundant, you know, archetypes in the tarot. If not the most abundant archetype, to be honest. I mean, look how damn fruitful everything is around her. Like, she's just bursting with new growth. I mean, even her ancestor's pregnant. Look at that big old belly on that cat. That's a pregnant kitty right there. Okay? Some of you guys might have somebody that is pregnant, or you're pregnant. And it's like, oh no, it's game time now. Like, the pressure is on. Like, now I need to make sure that I'm not setting any limits on myself and how much I can achieve more. Like, I want mine. I'm going after mine. Like, I'm going to take care of my future, my legacy, right? Everything that's inside of me growing. Some of y'all, this is just spirits, baby. Because some of us are I can definitely promise that I will not be pregnant by the 4th week of August. That would be, what is that? Immaculate conception is whatever they call that. Like, that's exactly what that would be. But anyways, this is definitely spirit's baby for me. But for some of you, maybe it could be an actual baby. Take it as it resonates. You know, it just feels like there's something here where it's like we see more for ourselves, we want more, and we're going after more. And we're going to achieve that. This is, again, a very abundant energy, and it's something that is here to stay. It's something that's going to keep on giving, you know. So very interesting. We're seeing our fruit. It's ripened, ready for the picking. Everything's going well in our life. You know, ancestors are very happy. Yeah, we're achieving something. Things are kind of going on. Because when I think of the King of Pentacles, especially in this deck, he's like sitting down, you know. He's got, everything's kind of working around him. He's got a lot of abundant energy here, you know. And he's doing very well. And enough where he can sit down and kind of have a break. And maybe that's what some of you guys want too. Like, I want to have enough finances where I don't have to sit here and work like a dog. Like, I can just relax and enjoy my life, which is exactly what I want to do. You know, I want to relax and I want to enjoy my life. Okay, let me get the birds, since we did see the bird bitches. Let's get some birds here for August. Advice and additional messages for August, please. Advice and additional messages. This feels like this was a very detailed reading. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like we got a lot of information here. Advice and additional messages for August for Gemini gang. We have the Vulture, okay? Accept the inevitable and let go of the past. Welcome a rebirth to begin. Yeah, some of you guys, that's what this is. It's like we're really letting go of the past. We're letting go of our past thoughts, our past expectations, our past experiences and disappointments. And we're ready for a rebirth. We're ready for new beginnings. We're ready to expand and grow here for sure. We have the Raven. The universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities. Okay? So notice the signs. Pay attention to the signs. They're leading you. What else do we have here for Gemini? Advice and additional messages. We have the Parrot. Not surprised that that's coming out. Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It is time to embrace who you really are. I'm very thankful that Spirit didn't focus too heavily on the bird bitches, but I felt them. I felt the jealousy. Let go of other people's thoughts and opinions about your life. They're not the ones that have to live it. Okay? And if people are upset because you're doing better or upset because good things are happening to you, again, that speaks volumes about them, and really is a indicator for you of obstacles that have possibly been in your life, because maybe these people have blocked blessings for you before, or maybe being around this energy has been holding you back, right? So yes, other people are going to have some kind of thoughts, they're going to have some kind of opinions over what you're investing in, what you're doing with your life, and all this good shit. But again, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't matter, so let go of it, right? And with the dove on the bottom of the deck, feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is of a divine quality. It's like just letting it brush off your shoulders, like you don't even need to acknowledge it. You know? Like, I don't know. Like if somebody because for some reason I'm getting the energy of like a dude, and he's like telling his friends that, you know, he's met a girl and he's really happy and he just really likes her and he wants to take things to the next level, and they're like hating because, you know, their girlfriend's like literally like their right hand, okay? Literally. That's the only thing to be touching them, all right? And they're so bitter and jilted, and it's like, so they're like deep inside the bro culture, you know? And so they're like, oh, look at you simping out. And it's like, just look at him square in the eye and be like, look, I'm just really happy. And then it's like, what are they going to say to that? Because again, your friends should want you to be happy. That's really the only justification that you would need for anything in your life. This makes me happy. And that should be enough. So, I don't know. It's like somebody maybe needs to reevaluate their priorities when it comes to their friendships or people around them. Because people should be encouraging you. People should be happy for you, you know? Especially if they're calling you a friend. These secret enemies, guys, I'm telling you, like, you know, I'm like, sorry to go off on a tangent, but I was watching this video the other day where this guy was offering like money for how much weight somebody could lift at the beach, and there was a couple, and you know, it was a lesbian couple, not that it matters, but they just were, right? And the one that went first, like, she could only lift so much, and then the other one went, and she thought she could continue on, but if she would have lifted more, she would have been lifting more than what her girlfriend lifted. And so her girlfriend was talking mad shit. She was like, oh, she can't lift that much, she's not gonna do it, she can't do it. It's like, bro, that is not. And even like the girl looked so deflated when she walked off, like, I feel like I could do more, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go. And it's like, reevaluate your relationship, ma'am, because your partner should be your biggest supporter, like, over anybody in your life. In my personal opinion, the person that you are with in a relationship should be your biggest supporter. They should be the one in your corner, rubbing your shoulders, blotting the sweat off your forehead, squirting the water in your mouth before your next round. Like, that should be your partner, in my opinion. Your partner's sitting there literally heckling you from the crowd. Oh, you can't do it. Oh, you can't, because of whatever reason, because it would have damaged her pride or whatever. Nah, that's not the one for you, boo. But some people can't see their own sense of self-worth, and so they will accept less than what they deserve, and will accept that foul treatment from somebody who supposedly loves them. I don't know why I felt like telling that, but that is for somebody here. Your friends, the people that claim that they're on your team, they claim they're supporting you. They should not be heckling you, okay? They should be supporting you. They should be like, that's right, you can do more, do it. Like, no, that's just unacceptable for me. That lady would have been walking home single if it would have been me. You know, because, like, I know my worth, and I know what I'm willing to put up with, which is what I'm going to give in a connection, which is probably why I am single. Anyways, moving forward, what else do we have here? What else do we have here? We have the Finch. New opportunities and choices are opening up for you now, so claim them. Yes, Gemini. Yes, okay? And then last but not least, we have the Kingfisher. A wonderful card to end on. Oh, wow, with the osprey on the bottom. Kingfisher says, prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you will receive it in perfect form, okay? And the osprey says, your success is now at hand. Allow abundance to flow to you effortlessly. So these two cards are really talking about abundance and prosperity wanting to enter your life. Don't get in your own way. Don't hold your back. There's new opportunities opening up for you. Don't listen to the naysayers, right? Allow things that need to end. Gemini, you're being guided towards a life that looks really good, okay? So I don't know, I'm really happy with August's energy, y'all. Y'all let me know, though, in the comments, okay? I love you guys. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it does something. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.